Hello and happy Sunday. Welcome, everybody. So, I'm hoping everybody's having a fabulous Sunday. You got your coffee, your tea, your water, whatever your elixir is. For me, it's coffee. Look at that hair. I don't it's doing stuff and I combed it and I wet it down. And now it's my hair. My hair is becoming a thing again. It has a mind of its own to do what it wants to do. Joy. Wow. I probably look a wee bit tired today. I think I feel tired, but I feel good, but I am tired. Um, got a lot out last night. I think that's what exhausted me and a lot of emotions um, that I was dealing with came out last night as I'm watching some shows. So it was a very overwhelming evening. And when you have a lot of emotions and then they come out and then you're just like, you're just exhausted. It just wears on you, man. It just wears on you. So, so that's where I'm at this morning. Feeling pretty good. Went for a walk this morning, did my little live on Instagram, and just connecting outside with nature was really nice, and talked a little bit about the moon. So that's why I'm here again. I'm talking about the moon. The moon's in Scorpio, and it is a full moon, and it's a lunar eclipse. What does that mean? Well, it means that, and this is one of the longest. This we haven't had one in 15 years this long. It's over 5 hours. This lunar eclipse. Usually they're not that long, but this lunar eclipse is for 5 hours, and it's in Scorpio, which is really having us dive down to our depths and our feelings and our emotions. And Scorpio rules banks and taxes and the things people don't want to talk about. That's what Scorpio rules. And it also, when we look into the energies of this moon, I'm just finding some of my notes here because I am tired. Um there you go. It's okay. So this is one that I believe in certain areas across Canada. um I've been bawling my eyes out. Yeah. Uh, you'll be able to see it. You'll be able to see it this evening. And it's going to amplify the energy. It's going to amplify a lot. The thing about the moon, it amplifies whatever is going on in your life. Like the moon in itself amplifies things anyways. So say if you're a very meditative person, it's going to amplify your meditations and how you do. If you have mental illness, it's going to amplify that mental illness. That's what the moon does. Lunacy, right? So it doesn't cause it, it amplifies because the moon amplifies things. And this is where we can go into the depths of our mysteries that only, with nature and with the earth. And it is a pseudo or psycho spiritual effects with this moon is going to be felt far and wide. Now, this eclipse, as I say, it's going to amplify a lot of the energies. It's a period where bigger events, opportunities, and life changes can and will occur. And the full moon, it's this illuminating. It's this illuminating power going deeper in the aspects of life. So the shadow and the patterns, especially with Scorpio. Scorpio goes into the depths of the parts and the taboo things that you don't want to deal with. And taboo could be anything that people don't want to, really talk about. So it could be, where in today's society, people don't want to talk about um, abortion, to be pro abortion, or, because when you say pro life, I think everybody's pro life, everybody's for life, to continue life. But this is about Abortion or no abortion, war. What is it about war, and what does war mean to you? What does it look like? Some people don't want to discuss that. It's a touchy subject. um we just went through a pandemic, however you want to. People, are still on opposite ends. You don't want to talk about the elixir. You don't want to talk about the coronavirus. It brings up heated debates, right? That's taboo. That's Scorpio. It brings in these confrontations, and this is an external confrontations can come to an intense peak. I mean, we're seeing it. Finland just announced it wants to join NATO, makes somebody very unhappy, and shouting out threats to that country. So this is where the light shines upon the unconscious and reveals what is now in perfect timing to face. So we're in a time where it is for us to face the things that maybe we've been avoiding. Um, and I look at what's happening in my life, and I'm like, okay, I see the changes that are coming in and why they're coming in. This is where, with the Scorpio is, opposite the sun in Taurus, some of the biggest archetype stories are going to be unfolding, and deepest survival instincts. Now we're seeing that also. Issues around sex. I mean, we're looking at this Amber Heard and Johnny Depp shit, and other things that are coming out about love and money. What is it? $7 trillion in 2022. The stock market has lost $7 trillion. $7 trillion. That has to do with Scorpio, because Scorpio is other people's money, right? And partnerships. So things that might have seemed to be going well have gone away. Resources. I mean, look at our resources. Both Taurus deals with resources. So, and that's where the North Node is. So what are our resources? We're finding out about it. There's a diesel shortage. So we're hearing about the diesel shortage, because the thing is, it's about, especially with the sun in Taurus, it deals with this earth. It deals with the mundane, the muggle stuff. As we move along the chart and we get into, this is the eighth house. This is dealing with other people's money, other people's ideas. This is where we're coming into, we're hearing also, different taboos around sex, and that has to do with things to do with transgender. It also has to do with people changing the sex of their children and sexuality. These are all taboo. These are all things that are being grudged up, are coming up to the surface, and about the power and the powerlessness. And this moon is opposite not only the sun, but a fixed star called Algol. Algol is the so-called demon star. So in ancient times, when things were, especially in eclipse, was eclipse happening, a lunar eclipse happening, and the star Algol was involved. In ancient times, they'd say, "Ooh, this is a bad omen. This is a bad, we have to start being careful. We have to be starting to be aware of. We have to start looking at our resources." So this moon is highlighting all that, and then we got the demon star involved here with the North Node. So this is really looking into our great, getting very centered in our strength and our personal values of oneself and one's allies. So this is to create distance, once and for all, with um, the bloodsuckers of our relationships that suck the life out of us and hold us back. And this is too, when we look at the Scorpio energy, has a lot to do with loss, betrayal, abandonment. The higher expression of Scorpio is about joining forces, creating immense value and wealth out of the union, coming together to create some substance. Now, the South Node wants to keep you in that loss and that betrayal, and what don't you have? what can't you get? So this is where we are coming into the deep soul contracts and transformations that alter the very nature of who we are. So we're coming, this moon is very transformational, very in depth and deep because it's Scorpio. Scorpio doesn't mess around. You all know me. You all follow me. I'm a Scorpio. I'm a Scorpio. Wouldn't you like to be a Scorpio too? Be a Scorpio. No, just kidding. This is about death and rebirth. It is ruled by Pluto. Pluto is in Capricorn. So what's going on with Pluto? It's also the old ruler is Mars. Where's Mars? Mars is conjoined with Neptune. Ho ho! Cray cray. That's just crazy. Then we bring in Elgo, which is also not only the demon star, but he rules alcohol. He's also known as Medusa. Look at me and I'll turn you to stone. So we have this energy that, that is wanting us to come into a change, a growth, to eventually return to stillness and calm and peace of our stability and gain it. That's what we want to do. But there is so many, and I've said this before, timelines that are coming in at once. We don't have just one timeline. It's not like we just went through the depression era. It's like we have the depression, we have shortages, we have all of these other things, war, whatever, war, famine. We're seeing, things exploding in Sri Lanka because of food, famine. People are starving. Scorpio brings that up. He brings that up. We bring it up and we want to show it to you. We want you to see what's happening. We want you to understand so that you can come in and you can change and you can go into the growth and you can come into the higher spiritual self so that we can come together to create something that is strong. We have Venus coming together with Chiron in Aries, that Mars and Neptune joining up. So many people are coming face to face with the revelation of brutal betrayals and personal disillusionment. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What the hell? As if we haven't gone through enough. But that's what we're starting to face. So a lot of people who have been, you know, um, legacy news, they follow the news, they believe the news, they follow the government, they believe the government, they put their trust in it all because that's what they know. And now they're finding the disillusionment and the betrayal that's going on there. They're finding out like, holy shit. You mean this, what they gave us, this experimental elixir causes all these things? Oh, you mean all of these food shortages isn't just because they want to blame Putin and the Ukraine. Were happening back in 2020 because of the supply chain. So these realizations, these shattered realities are coming in for a lot of people and they are just, it's scary. It's facing things that you didn't think that you'd have to face. But that's our great teacher. Because a great teacher once said that the disillusionment is the greatest pain a person can go through. To realize that one thought was true just simply never was. That's what we're seeing. The truth is coming out, but people are just like, what? That can't be. No. What? And here we are. This is bringing in that change. This is bringing in that awareness. This is where to fall prey to being innocent and naive is a fate we all experience in one way or another. But in our maturity, in the process that we have gone through, we have grown. And in that maturity, it's part of our awakening process. We are awakening, we are seeing. To be able to hold the weight of the consciousness takes great responsibility and pain. As we step into it, this full moon is handing us and saying, yeah, there's going to be suffering and struggle and have a way of strengthening us for the cause. This energy is saying that if it was easy, you would have brushed it off. You wouldn't have paid any attention to what really needs to be paid attention to in this world. If we just brushed it off, you wouldn't be realizing that, oh my God, children need baby formula? Yeah. Not every woman can breastfeed. So to all those who, you hear somebody like, "Oh, just go breastfeed." Not everybody can breastfeed. It's just saying. And different children have different needs too. There could be medical needs, there could be many others. And it isn't just that women or people or parents have been hoarding the formula. No. But it's also has to do is like how connected we are in this world. Here we go again. It is that connection with others. And it's that supply, the supply chain. Where do they resource? Where do they get all of the stuff that they need? It's an awakening. This is awakening. Scorpio comes in. It's awakening. When Jupiter went into was in Scorpio, and I'm gonna say I thought it was 2017, but I don't think so. Um, when it was in there, went in, that was when the Me Too movement started. Now Scorpio has ended, or Jupiter has ended a 12-year cycle and is now in Aries. It's going to go back into Pisces for a little bit in October and then go fully in there in December. But this is where it's like we're beginning, we're starting something new. We're starting where we want to start a new expansion. This is where when we come into that energy, and especially now that we're into the Taurus Scorpio, there's potential. There are possibilities, of outstanding, everlasting bounds of love, commitment, personal success, and partnership ventures. There's this energy that is there that is allowing us to spark, to become the entrepreneur, to start something new, to begin. This is harnessing that power within us and manifesting it into the physical form, which is Taurus. To make something of yourself from the sanctuary within. This moon amplifies what is your sanctuary, what is going on. It's going to amplify it, and it does not put labels on it, because it doesn't say this is good and this is bad. It says this is what I'm amplifying, this is what's in your sanctuary, this is what's within you, this is what you need to look at, this is what you need to do, and join forces and enhance another, and be assisted in your own victory. This is getting you to look at your power of the truth and the essence of who you are. And it's not easy. In a world that is becoming diverse, yet not. In a world that doesn't want you to be too far out there. In a world that says, you got to believe it my way. But you got to do this, and you got to do it and be unapologetic. To be unapologetic. That means to stand up and say, this is who I am. You don't like my point of view. Well, I don't like yours either. I'm not going to bow down to anyone or anything. I'm going to come together so I can look around, and the power that we hold is great and even more remarkable when combined. I'm looking to bring forth that community. I'm looking to bring forth that unity that unites us, that sparks us, so that we can create something fucking awesome. That's what this moon is. This moon is bringing in so many crazy aspects with it, but it's also bringing in a great beauty with it as well. And enhancing it, and enhancing this beautiful energy that's coming forth for us all. And as we enhance this beautiful energy, as we step forward in this beautiful energy, we're allowing ourselves to find that true style is, our rebelliousness, and it's recreating so much within us, recreating these sparks that we might have that have been sort of embers or just lying there, and now it's getting resparked. It's like you're sticking this piece of wood in the fire, and it's stirring it up, and the sparks are going, yeah, let's get going. This is a true rebellion. This is where the rebellion is. The rebellion is within each of us, and rebelling against what we see, and we know it's the truth. We're rebelling against that old, that that isn't in alignment with us, that isn't a part of us, or we kept it as a part of us because it was easy. It's easy. It's easy to sit and not do anything. It's easy to ignore. It is. It's so easy. But in ignoring it, can have it fester, can have it, get worse. And here, and as I started to say, within my own self, this is where it's like looking at the things that I had to start changing. I'm thinking, okay, I can let this fester. There's things I know that I need to change. Yes, dietary change is a big one that kept coming up in a lot of readings I was doing over the last couple days. And I'm just like, okay, I'm getting it. I'm hearing you. I know dietary change, because a lot of times when you do readings, it's not only for the person you're doing the reading, but it's also for your own self. There's messages that come in for you as well. So taking a look at that, what does that mean? Right? So here we are, where we're at this time of allowing ourselves to truly release our inner light, truly come into this energy. I was, when I started thinking about getting another job, and I was like, oh my God, how can I do this? And then I'm like, how can I not do it? I need to do it. I need to bring in another income. I can't just sit there and hope that my business is going to make all the money I need, when it's like some months are great and some months aren't. I need a consistency, especially when my husband is going through his own transition and needs support. So this is where it's like, okay, this is what I got to do. Yes, we can go forward, but one of the big things that I've learned of running a business for many years now is that you have to make sure that business is making money and that it's keeping a roof over your head and paying what it needs to pay. And if it's not, then you have to look at, well, how can I change this? How can I make the things different? That's the truth. Many people that run businesses usually have somebody else behind them that is earning an income. And I've had that. I've had my husband. He's the one who's been making the money to help me to continue my business, to do what I'm doing. Now he can't do it, right? He might be able to after, he gets his pacemaker on Tuesday. And that's a whole nother, you know, stepping into a world that we never thought we would be in, you know. And there's great, of course, there's like fabulous results with all of this. I'm going to sneeze. Hang on. That means that's good luck. So at least that's what my shamans always said, especially when we're talking about spirituality and stuff, and you sneeze, that means that there's good luck there. I mean, for us, it's fabulous that they're able to do this. It's great that they found out about it. So many, thank you. So many things, right? And this is all going to bring in a new way of living our life. And I'm hoping for him that's going to give him the energy that he needs to do more of this. So it's heading on a new stream. Plus, with the move that will be moving, we have 45 days, because realistically, whoever buys this place really won't keep us on because of the amount of rent I'm paying. It's pretty reasonable. And if anybody buys with a new mortgage, because you want to have somebody in here, if it's an investment, to pay the mortgage, basically. That's what you're doing. You're paying somebody else's mortgage. And I'm not willing to go higher than what I'm paying now. So this is where, coming into the changes that need to be made. And as I said, I'm ready to release a lot of stuff because I want to go on a different road. I want to do things differently. I want to continue doing my readings and teaching, but I'm going to teach with the stuff that I have right now and really focus on that and cultivate more of of the energy of what I have been teaching. So like the shamanic astrology and the spiritual cleansing, um, and the karmic release and the archangels and the arcana. So that's what I want to like focusing on that because it excites me. It allows me to go into different areas and there's so much there because when we go into the astrology, we can bring in angels. Each planet has an angel, right? So which is pretty gnarly. And every sign has an angel. So we can bring in this this just goes on and on and on and on. It's that that's what I want to continue doing and doing my readings for people because I feel like that's also part of my calling to be that spiritual guide and still bring in a substantial, well, it's not going to be substantial. It's basically it's just a basic um part-time job that I'm getting that's it. It's just a part-time job, 20 hours or less a week. Um, but it's getting me back out and connected with other people, which is exciting. So this is where we're at. This is where this transcending all um basically definitions of who we are. We're stepping into where um a new direction, a new way, and we're all doing it. We're all going into a new direction. This is where we're all heading into a new road for us all. Each of our roads are a little different because we, with our own selves, but this is where we are coming into this new renewal of ourselves, and that's what this moon is bringing us, and it's bringing us that with such love and light with it all. So we're going to step forward into this beautiful energy. Mm. So, in that, if you are interested in joining me this Thursday for the shamanic class, let me know. And then it's $200, and then you get 2 other classes. Also, let's dream. Let's dream up something fabulous for ourselves and dream up into a community and a more cohesive, loving, caring community. Um, Also, if recipes, if people want to start posting baby formula recipes, I know my mom used to make her own formula for us when we were young, when we were babies, and that when she couldn't breastfeed. And I know for my kids, some of the stuff that I used to use was goat's milk a lot because goat's milk is very similar to human's milk and just added the vitamin B and folic acid drops into it. And so, so if people want to start looking and doing their research on that, uh, just going off on a side thing is, when it comes to the baby formula, Canada's still good. A lot of companies like Superstore and Co-op and stuff like that, they do have their own brand too, which makes a huge difference. And this is just another awakening for people, and it's a horrible awakening for what's happening, and especially in the States. So the people in the States are really going to feel it, as I said first, because of the mass population. We're not going to be like, we're still going to have food. The prices are going to be high, and there's not going to be the same diversity of food that we had before. So this is where, for all of us to really look into other ways of growing food. And if you're not a gardener, the thing is, not everybody can grow food, just saying, or grow the amount of food. This is where, get in contact with your local farmer and stuff, and connect with local farmers, and so that you can, if you are wanting to, if you love asparagus, bulk up on asparagus, do some canned, pickled asparagus, frozen asparagus, dehydrated asparagus, um, things like that. I said to everybody, and I'm going to come back in, because this is a full moon in Scorpio. I'm going to let you know, November, I know shit's hitting the fan in November. Some crazy shit's coming up. I don't know, but my guides keep telling me November, and they're saying it's going to start. It's already begun, but there are, in July, there is a lot of transformations that are going to be coming in for people in starting in July. So a lot of people are going to be really feeling the crunch. People aren't going to be taking the holidays that they want to take. Um, Gas prices, I mean, they're getting us used to gas prices being the price they are. There's a diesel shortage right now. And if there's a diesel shortage, you're not going to get the food. I mean, I'm sorry, trucks aren't run on solar or electric. So, an 18 wheeler is not going on electric right now. The technology really fully isn't there. So, and that's the other thing, is like, when people say, well, we'll go get an electric car. Cool. Where's the electricity coming from? Just saying, where's the electricity coming from? I mentioned to my husband, I do want to get an electric bike, though. I do want to get one of those, and get a little electric bike. So that would be kind of cool. Not an electric car, but an electric bike. So this is where you're going to be looking at alternate ways of doing things and connecting. This is what this moon is getting you up, because the moon wants to, the energies, the goddess is wanting to prepare you now for what's going to be happening after this moon, and saying, okay, are you ready? Are you getting ready? Because it's time to get ready. I saw, who is it? I don't know. I love the Leo King. I do. I've been following him for years, and I saw that he traded in his truck for a new 2022, um what is it? A Ford Raptor. So some people are able to do that. Some people can't. I think a majority of people might be in a position that they're unable to do that. Um, I don't know why I brought him up. I think it just sort of like, with the gas prices and everything that are happening, and I think there's going to be a lot of recalls on that vehicle. Anyways, it won't be my problem. But this is where you have to be very aware of what you're doing, and the reasons why you're doing something, you know um and that's the whole thing. If I was able to purchase this house in the light of this economy, I would. The reason I would is that I don't want I don't want to move. I don't want to pay crazy rent for something else. And I'd rather, invest in where this is where I'm staying. This is my home, and making it easier. If I was able to do that, I definitely would. To go out and just say, I'm going to go buy something, I'm going to do this, then I think that's where people are going to get into trouble, because there's not a lot of forethought. So it's like, oh, I'm going to buy um, more skidoos or more sea-doos, or I'm going to, invest, just different things. I think people have to be really, really wise on what they're going to be doing with their money over the next while, and making sure that um, having extra money in your home is going to be important too. And that's what Scorpio does. Scorpio wants to prepare you. It wants to show you, it wants to say, hey, what do you need to be doing right now? And getting you going, like connecting, finding those resources. And especially when Taurus, the sun is in Taurus, and it's the economy, it's your, what are the resources that you need to start working with at this time? That's the Taurus energy. Scorpio is saying, okay, how can we connect and work with other people? What is your connection with your bank? What is your connection with your investments, if you have investments? This is where it's like, okay, let me see what's going on. Remember, Taurus is about my money, because it's me, my money, my stuff. That's Taurus. And then Scorpio is about government money, taxes, joint accounts, partnerships, things of the shadow, right? The underhanded, the seedy. And then it also has to do with how are you looking at that, connecting with it, and releasing what needs to be released. So heavy, heavy stuff. I know it's heavy stuff. There's a lot coming in. And a lot of us are purging and letting go of lots. So over this next week, I'm not sure what my schedule is with my new job. All I know is I'm going in on Monday from 9 to 1 and starting on Monday with that. All those I'm going to let people know. If you don't know, in my meditation group, we are starting at 7 a.m. right now. So unless I say differently. So we'll be starting at 7 a.m. on Monday and working from there, and seeing how things flow. So we are in flux. We're all in change. I think diversity and having multiple streams of income are going to be important as we come in, and that's what Scorpio wants to show you as well, because it is that energy of different streams of income, and looking at what those different streams of income are for you and how that works for you and within your life. Okay. We also have, whereas I'm going to be purging a lot, I'll be posting different things up on Facebook and that, and seeing if anybody wants to purchase them. But if you're out of town, as I said before, I am not paying for anybody's shipping. I'm not. Just saying, because shipping is again, it's the other thing. Shipping's going through the roof. Why? Because diesel. All right. Trains run on diesel, trucks run on diesel, so ships run on diesel. Uh, so there's a lot that's happening in the world right now. And Scorpio's getting you to awaken to that and start to prepare yourself for those changes that are coming forward for you, even more so. I've been telling you since 2020 about a lot that's going to be happening, and a lot more is going to be going. And I think it's 2023 that's really going to be the light switch as we go into November and into next year, is going to be the light switch for people. And staying the course within your own spiritual self is going to be extremely important as we go forward. So, my loves, sending you out so much love. And may the Lord and the Lady watch over and bless each and every one of you in all that you say and all that you be and all that you do. Have a blessed day. Step into that. If something's coming up, allow it to come up, recognize it so you can release it. Don't hold on to the old shit. Let it go and let the light in. Breathe it out and then just bring it in. Blessings of love and light and pure source energy. Blessings of love and light and pure source energy. Bring that light in so it can anchor into your day and into your life. Have a blessed one, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.